Hello Libras, this is your February Love Tarot Oracle reading for singles and couples. So let's go ahead and get right on into it, shall we? Alright, we are first looking at the overall overarching energies for the month of February for Libras in the area of love, whether you are single or a couple. What energies are you working with in the month of February? Oh. Okay. So we've got radiate, wisdom, like that. Nice, new energies. And inner light, all new energies. This is really good. Okay. Good. Okay. I'm going to lay out all the cards and then we'll go into the reading of them. First up, let's look at what will Libras be confronting in the month of February in the area of love for single and couple. One or two cards, please. Can't seem to get a grip this morning. What will Libras be confronting in the area of love? Yeah, the Devil. What will Libras be confronting in the area of love? Okay. Interesting. So I was only hoping for... We'll take 3 cards, it's fine. What tools will Libras be utilizing in the month of February for love or working out situations in love? What tools will Libras be utilizing in the month of February? Interesting. Okay. And finally, the outcome cards, the takeaways. How will the month of February end in the area of love for single and coupled Libras? What will be what you will leave behind in February in the area of love, Libras? And what will you take with you into March? I cannot get this stick this morning. I don't know why. Just wonder what that means for me. I don't like that. It's like not shuffling the way I need it to. And that's all a part of my how I get my cards. These jumpers, so it's sticking. What are the outcome cards for Libras in the area of love? Coupled and single. Thank you, Spirit. Well, you've got some interesting energies going on in love. We'll discuss that. Alright, what additional advice and guidance can you give us, Spirit, for Libras, coupled or single, for the month of February, or insights about what's to come in February? Come on. I think it's the user. It's like my hands are cold, so they don't want to shuffle, maybe. I don't know. Chemistry, soulmate, any additional messages? Thank you. Children and romantic feelings. So I think I'm going to turn these with my daughter's turtle that she insists that I keep on the table. And now I won't let it go. Now, like, if she wants it back, I'm not giving it back. It's my turtle now. Okay. And then the sensual sexual energies for Libras single and coupled for the month of February. 8 of Pentacles. What are the sensual sexual energies? What's basically going on in the bedroom this month? This, I believe, is the Seeker. Oh, gosh. I always draw a blank on this. I don't know why. Every single time I look at the... Yeah, it's the Hermit. And I'm like, hello, Hermit. Okay. Looks like they're looking at cards. Okay. Looks like that person was a male or a woman. Interesting. And then finally, a closing message for Libras in the area of love. What, if you don't remember anything else about this reading, Spirit wants you to know. Okay, what does Spirit wants you to know? You were born with that quote-unquote it factor or quality. I put in factor. And you have what it takes. You have what it takes to manifest love. You have what it takes to be loved, to receive love. And you need to remember that you were born with that quote-unquote it quality, that love quality inside of you. You can never, you can just never be apart from it. It's intrinsic and a part of you. All right, let's go into the reading now. So the overall overarching energies that you're working with is radiate wisdom and inner light. So this month, the overall energies that you're working with is you're radiating sunlight, radiating your inner light that's shining through, and you are coming into this energy. And it's after a time, Libras, where maybe you're still kind of not so sure about love. For some of you who may not be in a relationship yet, you're still kind of unsure if that's where you want to go yet. But you're starting to listen to the inner or the wisdom that's being spoken to you about love, about subjects of love in general, or in relationships with friends who maybe talk about their own relationships. And you're starting to listen to the inner wisdom that's coming and being downloaded to you from what Spirit has to say about what's next in your love life. For those who are in a relationship, again, it's like, there was a time where it may have been a little bit, you may have been a little bit unsure about the relationship, about where you all go next. But then as time goes on with the month, you really start to download wisdom, and whether it's external or what appears to be external or what is coming down, from Spirit directly to you. And your inner light is shining, and you're absolutely shining bright to others. And you're able, because your inner light has been able to shine through this month, it is attracting people to you, whether you are in a relationship or not. So, what you will be confronting in the month of February. We have the Devil card, and we have the 3 of Cups, and then the Page of Wands. So this month, in terms of love, is like a lot of highs and lows for Libras. On one hand, it's, sometimes for those who are single, we get into negative thought patterns or habits that maybe sometimes sabotage our goal of attracting love. And we don't realize that it's not intentional, but it's to a point where since you're not going to do anything about it, and it just kind of runs rampant. It's not so much that it's intentional, it's just that it's running unabated and free, and you're not really willing to do anything about it. Some of you really like that party lifestyle, and you wonder if being in a relationship will cramp your style, or cramp the lifestyle that you've got going on if you're single. While others of you are frustrated with a partner who seems to only want to kick it with friends, hang out. You're wondering if maybe there's a third party in the mix. You're wondering what's going on with this particular person. And you're just a little frustrated. You're ready to embark on a next level or elevation to the relationship, just beyond what you guys got going on here. You don't want to stay in the party situation forever. You don't want to stay in the booty call situation forever. Some of you have children. You're in search of your soulmate. You're searching for someone to have chemistry with, have those romantic feelings with, who is your soulmate, and where you can share lives and raise children together. And so what you're confronting this month, some Libras, is, can the person that you're kicking it with or hanging out with, is this a person that you can have that new beginning with? Is this a soulmate connection kind of person? Or are you guys going to be doomed before you even get to start? And so that's kind of where you're at with that. And for those, like I said, in a relationship, sometimes we get into these patterns where with our partners, where we like allow certain things to continue on, whether they're like not handling their business, they're, partying more often than they are hanging out with you, or taking care of the house, or taking care of their domestic duties. And so now, it's about embarking on maybe a new approach, a new way of approaching your love goals. And with the Page of Wands, the Page of Wands takes that step, takes that initial step, that new step in trying to start something new, to do something new, to be something new, whether you're in a relationship or not. The tools that you'll be utilizing in the month of February is, you will be utilizing the Knight of Wands. So as you move through the month of February, Libras, then you're like, okay, I see I need to go into a new direction, so that's where I'm going. I'm following my inner light, and that's where I'm going. The Wands is about that fire, that passion, that ambition, those goals. And the passion, not just passion in your goals and ambitions, but passions in your heart kind of passions, what stirs your carnal desires. And so now you're actively moving towards that. You're moving towards flirting with people, or building upon some new feelings. However, for those who may not be doing what they really are, it's no judgment here, but for those where the Devil card and the Three of Cups is coming up, and it's either you kind of participating in an illicit kind of relationship, or whether you have made it physical or not, or allowed it to go there, it does not necessarily end well with the Five of Swords. It ends with someone feeling like they got the short end of the stick. It could be you, it could be the other partner, it could be your current partner. So just be aware of, if you end up going on following those passions and things, and you go down that path, you could be hurting children, you could be hurting your soulmate. So you have to be careful with that. For those who are not in that kind of situation, but you're pursuing and moving forward with trying to elevate the relationship, trying to get your partner to move forward with you, your partner may still not necessarily feel ready to do that, and may feel kind of like you're pushing them when they're not ready to be pushed and not ready to go forward. So you have to, again, be careful with that. For some of you, you could feel like it's your partner pushing upon you, and you feel like, wow, I don't have a say in this relationship. It just feels like it's crowding me, or I feel like I'm always, left holding the bag, or left holding the emotional bag of taking care of this relationship. And I'm, what am I to do about that? So the tools here is you may not always be able to be on the same page with your partner. Or if you're single, you may not always be on the same page. Your ego may want you to be further along in your dating life. Your ego may expect you to be further along in your relationship. But once you adjust that and say, you know what, I'm going to go with the wisdom of, I'm going to go with the flow. I am going to continue to work on myself and make sure I'm the most receptive vessel for love as possible, so I can be love, share love, and receive love, right? That's my job to work on right now. I'm not going to work on or worry about things that I really don't have control over. That is the tool in all of this. That we sometimes need to adjust our expectations. We need to worry about what we can, how we feel, what we can control, what we can do. When we start worrying about external factors and thinking that it's external factors that's really causing us to feel a certain way versus is how we feel and how we project is what's bringing in our experiences. Once that shift happens, different things in your relationship and your ability to attract relationships start to happen. And then finally, we have the outcome cards. We have the Tower card and the Queen of Wands. So the outcome or the takeaway here is you're going to now, something in your relationship or in your love life is going to turn onto its head, and you're going to look at things differently. You're going to feel like you've almost even had to start over, whether you're in a marriage, whether you're single. You just feel like, oh my gosh, you know, this has turned everything that I understand onto its head, and now I have to just, it feels like I'm starting over, and that doesn't always feel so great. But on the other hand, sometimes quickly starting over with the situation is better than continuing to plop along when it's not working, when it's just not bearing any fruit, but you're afraid to change course. Sometimes when something comes through, a breakup or a big fight, or maybe you just saying a trip that you weren't even expecting that takes you away for a month, or some kind of work issue that takes you away and pulls you away, and it changes the dynamic. Sometimes it takes something like that to really help you see that you've got to move in a different direction. And you do. With the King of Wands suggests that all this work that you've been really trying to do through the month of February ends up with you reaching your goals. Like you get it, Libra. You finally, you realize this partner isn't for me, they're not for my children, and they're not really my soulmate. Yeah, so look at this as a quadrant. I think you should like take a picture of this or still shot of this, because this is important for those who are seeking a relationship, and especially those who have children, because I was one who was dating myself with children. I was a single mom. So look at it like this. So if you have chemistry and romantic feelings, great. But is this soulmate material quality, and will they get along with the children, or do your children get along with them? Now, granted, you're not dating for your children, because ultimately, especially if your children are teenagers or they're even adults, okay, well, how much say should they really have over who your partner is? Well, not much. I mean, unless something's wrong with your partner. But if you have smaller children, that definitely changes things. So let's say your partner gets along great with your children, but you cry tears of boredom being with them. There's no chemistry. There's no romantic feelings. They can't be there then. Let's say that you have romantic feelings and they get along with your children, but it doesn't feel like they're in it for the long haul. That's not going to work either. Let's say you have chemistry, but that's it. Or maybe these two, but this isn't happening. So you have to have the whole quadrant, I think. And then when you have that whole quadrant with a partner, that would be the partner that is the complete package, and you should consider moving forward. If you don't have that and you have children, then, you know, it's just a suggestion. So the whole package, it says here, there's a strong magnetic attraction here for chemistry. Soulmate, yes, this is your soulmate. Romantic feelings. And even if you're in a relationship, checking in with this quadrant is important, Your feelings are real and worth exploring because it gives you the health of your relationship. And if you have all of these things kind of going on here, then you know you got something solid. But if something's lacking, like if your partner's not really there for your kids and you're always the one picking it up, that's an issue. That quadrant is shaky. You need to work on that. Your love life is being affected by your children. I love this one. Your feelings are real and worth exploring, romantic feelings. I'm just reading these off so in case, in the month, these little messages kind of resonate and hit with you. And then the sexual sensual energies for the month of February, we have 8 of Pentacles and the Seeker, which apparently is traditionally the Hermit. So for some of you will feel like you're doing that work, you're putting in that work for the sensual connection, and you do that for yourself and for your partner. And some of you are not there yet. You're still kind of doing the hermit thing, kind of going within, not really wanting to be bothered or touched or, having those kind of relations as of yet. But that doesn't mean that's a lasting energy, but it definitely is something that could affect your sex life. All right. And then for the closing messages, like I mentioned before when we started this out, you are born with that it quality, and you have what it takes, and you do. You have what it takes to accomplish your love goals. You have what it takes to manifest and bring about love and be a vessel for love, to receive it and to share it. And you have the ability to balance all of the love interests of your heart, your children, your lover, your family. You have that in you to do so. So if something comes up that is the Tower energy at the end of the month, or it went throughout the month, don't be thrown by that. Remember the wisdom of this reading, that you're on a path, a trajectory already to receiving the love that you are destined to receive. So don't look at these situations that come up as setbacks forever. They're not even really setbacks. They're all a part of the journey to getting you there. Okay? All right, my dears. Sending you so much love this February. Bye.